This type of tree is called a birch tree, and it's known for its beautiful bark. In the past, Native Americans would use it to create canoes and teepees, but nowadays we use it for furniture and flooring. There are 60 different types of birch trees, and they grow in the northern half of the world where it's cool. Today we're going to create a landscape of birch trees with a watercolor background. Today we're going to create a winter birch tree landscape. We are going to use watercolors and tape and some tempera. First thing first, write your name at the bottom of the paper, teacher code, and turn it over. You decide if you want horizontal setup or vertical. Choice is yours. We're going to start by making our trees. We're going to be using some masking tape. So I take a piece that's about this big. This one is going to go right off the page so I can trim it. Before you put it on the paper, I want you to take it on your pant leg and just make it a little less sticky so it'll be easier when we pull it off. Decide how you want your trees. Some trees don't go straight up and down, so you might want to put it at an angle. Some of our trees are going to go from the top of the paper to the bottom. I'm just going to lightly press that down. I don't need to press too hard because I do have to pull it up. The next tree, maybe I want a little shorter. I'll go ahead and unsticky it. Maybe I want this one next to this one, but up a little higher. This shows that this tree will be further in the background. Unsticky. Maybe I'll put this one over here. It's nice to not have them all the same place and all right next to each other. I'll do one more. Oh, I don't like an even number. I think I'll leave it just like that. If you wanted to add another one, you can. Decide where you want it. Just make sure it goes off the top of your page. Maybe I do like that. All right, next step. Grab your pencil. We are going to make a snowbank. This is going to be our horizon line. Now, the trees, we don't want to do a horizon line like this and have the trees floating in the air. The trees have to be on the ground. So your horizon line needs to go above the bottoms of the trees. And I do like how my trees are not straight across and they're a little jagged. That makes it look like the snow's piling up around the base of the tree trunk. We're going to watercolor our sky. This is a large area, so if you wanted to do your wet on wet technique, you can do that. That means we are going to dampen the paper with plain water. This will help move our watercolors around. What kind of sky are you looking for? Are you looking for sunrise? You could do the warm colors. If you're looking for cool colors, think about purple and blue. Maybe you want it turning into night and you're going to do a little black at the top. When I move it down the page, I want to make it a little lighter, so I'll grab a little bit of water just to start blending that ombre effect. Now maybe I'll pick up the purple. Actually, no, I think maybe I'll do blue next. Grab some blue and bring it a little bit into the black, like the night is coming. Anytime you're blending in, grab some water so you don't have on your brush, so you don't have those stripes, unless that's the look you're looking for. I'll grab some purple down here. Make sure you're going all the way to the edge. Once you're done with your sky, if you want to go ahead and add some salt, this will soak up our watercolor and make it look like a snowy effect. And we're going to let that dry. We're going to go ahead and add the shadow for our... I don't want my black. I'm going to use black for my shadow. I don't want it to be too dark, so I'm going to pick up a little black and put it in my paint palette and fuss around with the color. That's a pretty good shadow color, so I can go ahead. If my sun is up here and it's hitting the trees, the shadow is going to go like this. It's going to hit the tree and cast the shadow. So decide which way. Is your sun coming from this way or this way? I'm going to have it come from this way. So I'll do 2 parallel lines from my masking tape, and then I can go ahead and fill it in. If I need some more, I can go to my paint palette and grab some more. If you want it a little darker up by the base. My brush isn't too wet. Anytime you want it lighter, add more water. One more. Perfect. We're going to let that dry for the day. Now that this is dry, we can brush some of our salt off. You can see how the salt created some beautiful texture in our sky. We're going to very carefully peel our masking tape off. Go slow. It's okay if some of the watercolors bled. It will give some irregularity to our trees. Sometimes it helps if you pull it at an angle. Last one. Now we're going to use a piece of cardboard and some black paint to add some texture on our birch trees. You're going to dip your cardboard, tap it off so you don't have big piles. You're going to place it on the edge, and then we're going to give it a curved swoop. Move it down. Now you're going to have to kind of guess where your tree's gone when you rip off the tape, if you have some here. And then we'll do the opposite side. And if you need to practice this on your paper, definitely try it, okay? It needs to be a curved line to show form. I'll come to the next tree, making sure I keep my hand out of the wet paint. And it is okay if you get some irregularity. Some are thick, some are thin. I have to rotate my paper. And I haven't even reloaded my cardboard, but I'm feeling like I might need to for the next tree. And I'm just going to go ahead and dip it in this pile that I have here. So it's just a curved line. I'm going to take it to that shadow and then I'll stop. This tree went all the way down. And last one. Perfect. So here's my landscape of birch trees with a winter background, and we have our texture with the sky and the salt, the texture with the tree, and the shadows.